Morning, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we're going to continue working on analyzing and interpreting dot plots. And our focus today is just going to be on the mean of how we analyze and interpret how to find that according to a dot plot. So, as you guys can see, the mean, like I said before, is the average of all the numbers added up and then divide that by the total numbers on the number line. So what I mean by this is as you're looking at this, we have numbers 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So you can imagine when you're doing this, that's a lot of different scores you can say that someone got maybe on a test. Not too good, but those are scores. So what you want to do is take all those numbers, just like I have for you down here, and you want to add them up. Okay, and that's the simplest thing you need to do to find the average. It's two parts to this. So the first part is you do 28 plus 29 and so on until you get to the last number that was included into the dot plot and the data. So in that case, if I did all the addition correctly, I'm going to get an answer of, sorry guys, 252. Okay, but from there, I'm asking you to find the average of all those, let's say, grades or scores. Okay, so 252 is what you're doing to find the average first, but then to find the second part to figure out what the actual calculation is to be true between the 20 and 35. 252 is not reasonable. It's way too big. So what you need to do is think about what operation is going to make sense to get you from 252 to figuring out the average once you did the first part, which is addition. And what you need to do for the second part is that you're going to need to divide. And this is where you have to pay attention. So again, to find the average of scores based on the dot plot, you're taking all the numbers that you see and you're adding them up. Okay? You can even do the same thing and add up 128 and 229s and 130 and 331s. You're pretty much going to get the same average, maybe off one or two like decimal values, but it's going to be the same thing. So if I have 252, which is correct to my total, then I'm saying, okay, but then I need to divide that by the total number of numbers on my number line. Not based on the dot plot, based on the numbers on my number line. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm dividing the 252, which is the total, by 8. And if I do that, then once I do my calculations correctly and do my division, I'm going to get a rough score at about 31.5. You can round it up, you can leave it. So you can see now this makes more sense because if I'm doing the average score, and if I have a 28 to 35 and my average score is about 31.5, you can see how that holds true to what I'm asking you because it's within the, we'll get to that later on in the week, it's within the range of what it's asking. 252 is just based on the calculations of all the scores that you had from the left to the right of what we're doing for the dot plot. And then doing the second component of finding the mean is dividing it by the total number. So that number is going to change throughout when you do your lessons. You just have to count as what's being asked of you in the data. So again, add the numbers up. We get 252. And again, you can't stop there because 252, there's no way that really corresponds to the average. It corresponds to the addition calculations. Then I'm taking my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up to 35, dividing that by 252, and I'm going to get 31.5. Then I can see, all right, now that makes sense. So that's the average score that I got between all 8 of these, which is about a 31.5. And that's how you're figuring out the mean, the average of everything according to a dot plot, and then we move along to the box plots as well. Okay, so that's part one with mean, and that's how you're going to continue to find that when it's asking you, please find the mean. Always think about the math vocab, which corresponds to finding the average of the numbers that correspond to the graph that you see, in this case, which is a dot plot. Okay, so I'll pick up on tomorrow and move on to the mode, and then I'll show you guys the median, and then we'll end up with the range. Okay, so again, continue to work hard. Very proud of everybody, and I'm here if you need me.